So is my screen visible to all?
Yes.
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. So today we'll be continuing with the GOLANG part 4. And today we'll be talking about what are strings in GOLANG. So let's begin. So strings in GOLANG. So this is the topic that we'll be discussing today. So strings in GOLANG will be beginning. In GOLANG, strings are different from other languages like Java, C++, Python, etc. It is a sequence of variables with characters where each and every character is represented by one or more bit using UTF-8 encoding. So the strings, like other programming languages like Java, C++, Python, similarly in Golang, we treat strings in a different manner. Just like the other programming languages like Java, C++, Pythons used to do. And in Golang, the strings are represented by one or more bit using UTF-8 encoding. This is a standard that was made by the Programming Association to handle the strings in programming language. So this is what UTF-8 encoding means. So similarly, as you can see in this particular slide, that UTF-8 is a variable length character encoding standard used for electronic communication, defined by Unicode standard. The name is derived from the Unicode transformation format 8 bits. So like many of us might be knowing about IEEE standards that we use in electronics. Similarly, UTF-8 encoding is a type of a variable length encoding that was used by electronic that is used in electronic communication, and it is basically meant to handle the string related issues that occurs while using any sort of programming languages, whether it is Golang, CPP, Python, or Java, or any sort of language. So UTF-8 encoding is a standard that manages these things. So here is the example of string in Golang. So example says that there is a package main import fmt, and within that main function we have my variable value 1, where we have passed a string that is welcome to Geeks for Geeks, and where my value 2 string, where we have passed another string that is Geeks for Geeks, and we are printing both the strings, that is string 1 with the my value 1 values, that is will the answer will be coming as welcome for to Geeks for Geeks, and in the second printing statement we'll be getting the answer, that is Geeks for Geeks. So as you can see, the answer that I mentioned previously in the last slide, that we were talking about the example. So this is exactly how um, a particular program in Golang is written when we are passing a string in a particular program, and this is the output. So what are string literals? In Golang, string literals, there are actually two ways to create string literals. One is using double quotes and other one is using backticks. So string literals, so here there's a complete table which I have mentioned related to string literals, where we have the description of all the string literals that we will encounter while working on Golang is provided over here. That is backslash Unicode character with 3 digits, 8-bit octacode point, single quotes, double quotes, ASCII bell, ASCII backscape, ASCII form feed, ASCII inline feed, ASCII carriage returns, etc. So these are the literals that we'll be encountering while working on Golang. So now there, that was the basic part of string that we talked about in the beginning in Golang. Now we'll be talking about some of the functions that we can perform on a string in Golang. So one of that such function is how to trim a string in Golang. So in Golang, strings are different from other languages like Java, CPP, Python. It is a sequence of variable with characters where each and every character is represented by one or more bit using UTF-8 encoding. You can trim a string in two different ways, in different ways, not two different ways, using following list of function. All these functions are defined under string package. So we have to import string package in your program to access the function. So one of the important thing which we need to keep in our mind before beginning all the functions that we could use to trim a string is that we need to, if we want to use such sort of functions within a program, then we need to import the packages. Otherwise, the function won't work. So this is one of the important point that our programmer must need to keep in his or her mind while working in Golang. That if he wants to use the particular function in of related to strings in Golang, then he must be using the trim functions. Then he must be importing the uh, package related to these functions. So the first function we'll be talking about is a trim function. So this function is used to trim the strings from leading and trailing Unicode points, which is specified in this function. So here's the syntax that how the trim function will work. So the function is trim, then the str string and cut str string. So here str represents the current string and cut str represents the element which we want to trim in the given string. So suppose if a person wants to trim a particular string, then he can use this particular syntax where he firstly he needs to parse the entire string, then the portion which he wants to trim, then he has to pass that particular string which he wants to trim, and he'll finally get the answer. So here's the example. Like we have str1 and str2 strings where welcome for to geeks for geeks is given along with some uh, special characters. Similarly, in string 2, this is a tutorial in Golang with some special characters. And we are printing string before trimming and after trimming in the bottom part. So here, as you can see, where is my the mouse pointer? That res1 equals to string dot trim str1 exclamation mark. So in this particular line, the will go to string 1, and it will trim all the exclamation mark that is present in that given string. So if we go to this particular string str1, so exclamation mark is given in the beginning and as well as in the end of the string. So after trimming, we'll be getting the answer that is welcome to geeks for geeks only. So you can see it, we'll be getting that particular answer. And similarly, in the second part, rest 2, we are trying to trim at the rate and that symbol in str2. So the final answer which we'll be getting after this is um, that tutorial. This is a tutorial for Golang. So now the second type of string trim function which we'll use in Golang is trim lift. So as the name mentions, that this particular function, if we want to trim a string that is present on the left side of our given string, then we can use such type of function. So I'll just read out what the statement says. This function is used to trim the left hand side specified in the function Unicode point of the strings. The syntax is just the similar one. There's a just a minute difference, that is in the previous syntax we were using trim, and here we'll be using trim left, and the rest of the syntax is the same, that we'll be passing the current string and as well as the string which we want to trim. Now the third type of function related to the trim in Golang is trim right. So just like trim right, trim left, if we want to trim a string that is given on the right hand side, then we can use the trim right function over there. And the syntax is there's again a minute change, that is trim left is changed to trim right, and the rest of the syntax is just the similar one as we were using in the previous uh, two functions. Now, there's another feature which is available in Golang, and that is trim spaces. So, trim spaces is actually used to trim if in a string there are multiple spaces are available there, and if we want to remove all those spaces from that particular string, then simply we can use trim space function over there, and it will remove all the spaces that are available within that particular string. So this is what the statement says, that this function is used to trim all the leading and trailing white spaces from the specified string, and the syntax is just the similar one, but there's a minute change that in this we need not to pass any sort of string which we want to trim, because we need to remove only the spaces. So the compiler which in which the Golang runs, it automatically understands that the user wants to remove the spaces from the string. So we need not to pass any sort of string or white space character, so that the compiler understands that okay, the space needs to be trimmed. So in this particular function, there is no such need of cut str things that we were using in the previous functions. So another point is trim suffix. So this method is used to trim the trailing suffix string from given string. If the given string does not contains the specified suffix string, then this function returns the original string without any change. So the syntax is trim suffix str suffix string, and here str represents the original string and suff str represents the suffix string. So what exactly trim suffix does? So suppose there is a string that is welcome to Geeks for Geeks. And if you want to remove a particular string that is Geeks for Geeks, so if you want to remove that character geek to Greeks, so in that particular thing, firstly we need to split the string, and in other programming language we need to do this thing like splitting the string, and then we used to remove the string. So but in Golang, by using trim suffix, we can directly trim that particular character which occurs in the middle of a string using trim suffix. So this is one of the important features which Golang is providing to its programming users. So now the sixth one is the trim prefix. This method is used to trim the leading prefix string from given string. If the given string does not contain the specified prefix string, then this string returns the original string without any change. The syntax is trim prefix str stuff string is here str represent the original string and stuff str represent the prefix string. So just like the suffix, if we want to remove a string that is a particular string from the beginning, that is in the prefix part of the string, then we can use that sort of function. And there is also a function that is trim left, that we could use to delete a particular string that is available in the beginning. So both of the type of functions can be used in Golang to trim a string that occurs in the beginning. So these are the 6 trim functions that we could encounter while working in Golang. Now here's the output. Like we have used some we'll be using multiple trim functions. So one such output is string, like we were using welcome to Geeks for Geeks, and there we were removing the exclamation mark, and in the second string we were removing the at the rate and the dollar signal symbols. So after trimming, we were using the trim function over there, and after trimming we got the result that is welcome to Geeks for Geeks, and this is a tutorial of Golang. And we saw that in the previous string there were exclamation marks that were available in the string, and as well as they were at the rate and dollar symbols. But after trimming the strings, the special characters are completely removed from the given string. So this is exactly how trim function works. So now another question that arises is how to split a string in Golang. So um, there are when we'll be doing problem solvings using Golang, so there are multiple questions where we need to split a string. Then only the particular problem can be solved out. So in Golang, there is a function named as split. This function is used to split string into substring separated by a given separator and returns a slice that contains these substring. The syntax is just the similar one, that is str sep string uh, array string. So here str is a string and sep is a separator. If str does not contains the given separator and separator is non-empty, then it will return the slice of length 1, which contains only str, that is the original string. Or if the separator is empty, then it will split after each UTF-8 sequence. Or if both str and separators are empty, then it will return an empty slice. So this particular point of splitting of the strings in Golang is one of the important point, because while working on problem solving questions, we'll be using this function multiple times. So the syntax is just a simple one, that we'll be passing the the current string, and we'll be then passing the separated string. That is the string which we need to split. Like suppose in the previous examples we were working welcome to geeks for geeks. So if we want to split welcome to geeks for and geeks, then we can use this particular split function. We firstly will pass the entire string, then we'll pass the place where we need to split. Like if I want to split the string after welcome, so then will be passing a separator after welcome, and then my entire string will be separated. So this is how split function works in Golang. Then the other function is after split. So this function splits a string into all substring after each instance of a given separator and return a slice that contains these substring. So the syntax is mentioned over here. It is just the similar one as we were using in the split part. The only minute difference is we are using split after in this in place of split. That is the only difference, and rest of the syntax is just the similar, and the working process is also the same. Now the third type of split, how we can split a string in Golang is using split after n. So this function split a string into all substrings after each instance of a given separator and returns a slice that contains these substring. So the syntax is the function split after n, str, separator string m, an integer. So here n is basically a separator string and a slice. We talked about slices in the previous last week. The slices are one of the best way to encounter that we'll be encountering in Golang to handle the problems related to arrays. So slice is nothing but it is similar to arrays, and slice is basically used when we'll be using splitting the string in Golang. So the entire splitted string will be stored in the form of slices. That is, it will be stored in the form of arrays in Golang, and that is the substring parts. So here the entire process of splitting the string after split and function is given, and it is mentioned. So now the another topic which we'll be covering over here is different ways to compare strings in Golang. So there were multiple comparison operators that we talked about in the beginning of the Golang series. And using comparison operator, we can easily compare strings in Golang. That is, we can use double equals to, not equals to, greater than equals to, less than equals to, less than, greater than. Such operators can be used to compare between two strings, and the result of these operators are in the boolean types. That is, if the condition is satisfied, then we'll be getting the answer as true, and if it is not satisfied, then we'll be getting the answer as false. So getting the answer as true means can also means as one, and getting the answer as false can also means getting as zero. So this particular thing the programmer uses according to his or her requirement, while the rest of the comparison system is just similar as we used to do in other programming languages. So here are some interview questions that we can encounter while our interview sessions. So the first is, what is UTF-8 encoding? The second one is, what are strings in Golang? The third one is, tell some functions to trim a string in Golang. The fourth says, what is split functions in Golang? And the fifth one is, how we can compare strings in Golang. So the answer of all these five questions that we could encounter is given in the slides that I've discussed over here. So you can refer and you can get the answer of these questions over there. So well, that was all from my side. If you have any question, then you can ask from me.
Repeat that trim suffix function.
Okay. Okay, so trim suffix function is basically like I gave an example like welcome to geeks for geeks. So trim suffix is like if I want to remove the suffix that is like welcome to is given over there. So if I want to remove suppose to from the given string, then we could use trim suffix over there. So similarly, what we'll do that in the given syntax, that is function trim suffix, will first pass the entire string, that is welcome to Geeks for Geeks, and then in the suffix sub str part, that is the string that we need to remove from the, that we need to trim from the given string, that is two, will be passing that particular string over there. And after passing that string, when we'll run the entire code, we'll be getting the answer as welcome Geeks for Geeks. That two part that was previously available in that string that we have previously passed, that will be removed. And this is how trim suffix works, because if we want to remove a small part in a string, then trim suffix is one of the best option to use over there. So I hope the your doubt is clear now.
Yes, clear.
Okay.
Okay, I just start my presentation now.
Okay.
Rudransh, I think you're not audible.
Yes, you are not audible.
I start from the first slide. Okay, so today we will discuss about merging of branches. Like what is branches? I explained in my previous session. So branches are the parts like a separate story of our project. So first question arise, why branches merging is needed? Like we are developing an Android app. So many developers are working on like front end side and back end side. And at the end of our project, we merge all the branches in a master branch. So our project is completed and full-fledged project is completed. So that is the need of merging is required. Like some backend developer work on some front end part, need some front end part. So so a front end developer have to merge their branch into a master branch, and then backend developer has easily access your branch. In the first point, we remember find that every branch has a separate story, like I explained previously. Uh, it is the main definition why branch is. What is branch? So second point is master branch is the main story of project. So at the end, master branch is main matters, like yeah, what added in the project on the separate story. In this above diagram, the diagram is in the next page, like this in this page. So what is, so here you see that is master branch uh, in the middle, in a green shadow. So in the green box, you see master is point there. If head points to the master branch, then number of commits, there are four number of commits available. So here is written that in this above diagram, you see that if head points to the master, then you see only see commits available in master branch, like four commits. Like there is counting is 1, 2, and 3 and 4. So there are four commits is available. In the next, if head points to the feature one branch, then feature one, then branch, then you only see commits available in feature one branch, which is five this time. Like if head points to the feature one branch, then there is one commit, one commit, one commit, one and one. So the addition is five. So there are five commits available. Like in master branch, there are only four commits, and in the feature two branch, in the next point mention that first commit, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So there are six commits. So in the next, if head points to the feature two branch, then you see only commits available in feature two branch, which is six. Okay, so in the next slide, okay, like if we want to merge these short stories, short histories, so branches in main branch, there are two basically concepts. So in the merging, basically two concepts. First is fast forward merge, second is three-way merge. Fast forward merge is the easily we can say that easy method of merging to the main branch, and the three-way merge is some difficult or some special case. Okay, so in the fast forward merge, firstly you can see I explain through a story, like there is a master branch, okay, and head points to the current branch, current commit. So head points to the master, and there are three commits. And at this instance, I created a branch, and I just check out this branch, like I move head pointer to new feature one branch, and I just commit. I perform three commits over there. Uh, at that state, head and feature one points the same, and at that point, we move the head pointer to the master using the git checkout. Okay, so where the head points to the feature one, it is the detached head, because what is detached head? Detached head is basically when the master and when master and head are not on the same commit. So it is called detached head. Fast forward merge is possible when there are no further commits in the receiving branch after the commit where feature branch was created. So fast forward merge is only possible when, like, master is pointing to the current commit, and at that instance feature one branch is created. Like if we commit in the master branch, uh, we add a single commit on the master branch, and head, then master has a four commits and feature one branch to the third commit. Then we can't perform fast forward merge. We only perform fast forward merge when the head and master points to the current commit, and at that instance the new branch is created and some commits over there, so we can just shift that master to the feature one branch. So it is the easy way to merging the branches. When we try to merge, then master branch is called receiving branch. It is the basically interview question. What is the receiving branch? When we try to merge the branches into the main branch, then that main branch is called receiving branch because it merges all the commits. After the fast forward merge, picture is like this. Like this time you can see there are three commits, but after we perform, like I go to the implementation part and you clearly see. But this time I just explain all the concepts related to merging. So after the fast forward merge, picture like this. So firstly, you see that there are three commits available, like head and master points to the current, like this third one. And after the performing fast forward merge, you can the master and head moves to the feature one branch. This is the simple picture. In this above diagram, you clearly see that only head and master branch moves points to the same branch. So it is the basic concept of fast forward branch. So after merging the commits, so we want to delete like branch. After merging there is no use of branch name who created, like all the commits are in on the same point. So just after merging you can delete it. Git branch slash d, it is the simple command, you can delete a branch. So what is how we can done uh, okay, so what is the merging process? So first point, this is the main concept of uh, fast forward merge, like create a new feature branch from the main branch. I explained all the points in detail previously, but you can see the written text over there. So create new branch from the main branch. Second point is we created on the new instance. Okay, make changes in the new branch. I explained it with the help of detached head. Like check out main branch. After the completion, we move our head to the current current branch like this. Give me a second. Like this. This is the head points to the master. This is the stage of committing. Okay. So fourth point is merge feature branch to the current receiving branch. Okay, merge feature branch to the current receiving branch. Git merge is feature branch. It is the command to merging like fast forward merge. In the fast forward merge, it is the commit. Actually, it is the same in the three-way merge also. I explained. But after the committing portion, like this is the first commit, this is the second commit, this is the third commit, like this is the fourth commit. This time, head and master, this is a complete picture of your project. Okay. So we just end our meeting because the time is less than 1 minute, and we start and we will go to the implementation part because we explain. So I start the implementation part of the fast forward merge. My screen is visible. Okay. Just to start to the fast forward merge. Firstly, we created. Uh, Give me a second. Firstly, we created a folder like firstly mkdir q1. So it will create a folder like q1, and in this just change our like q1. Here we can move on the q1, get in it. I explain all these commands like the nano p.txt, loop, the url word, rolex, but it is this is created git hash object slash uh, p.txt slash the loop. So, okay, it is created p.txt. Just I go to the git status. So here you can see only one untracked file. Just git add dot. It will be added in the staging area. Just commit it. get commit slash m over first commit. So it will be added, and the first commit is added in the main branch. You can imagine this, and this time I just what like another commit. Just make a file like nano p2.txt. Hello only. Control X and Y. It will be saved. Get status p2.txt. Just commit is git add. It is the go to the staging area. Get commit over next commit. Okay, it will be go on this position. Just you can imagine this like I just open git log. You can see there are two commits available. Head points to the master, and those two commits are available. For the simplicity, we just created another commit so that you can easily explain. Give me a second. Some participants over there. I just add this. Okay, just get first commit our second commit, and just I created another commit like nano. We can't create here. We just delete the previous one. Okay, just remove what is this text file name. It is p2.txt. Just p2.txt. It will be removed. Git status. So you can see it is not staged over there. Just we use just this time we use a single command to commit and slash n. Okay, just over recent commit. So this time just git log. You can see three commits are there. In this instance, we create a branch for the help of fast forward merge, so that I explain it like new. So the branch is created. We just check out this branch. We are on the new branch. This time, uh, just just create a new file like p3.txt. Hello there. So git status. So just we have to use the git add command. So sometimes it's work, and sometimes git commit slash a slash m. Our next commit is not work. So just we use the simple commit command slash m. Hello. And we just enter there. So just like this time a new commit is generated, that is on the in which branch, that is on new branch. Just I'll just open second like p4.txt, like my name. Like, we write it says source content, only source. This time git status, just use git add dot. Imagine all the scenario like we insert the three commits, and at that position of the third commit we just created a new branch, and in the new branch we first committed, and this time we commit the second portion like git commit slash m. Then next commit only. Okay, just enter. This time we know what is the history. So in this time you clearly see that masters points to the commit which is the hash value of 4659294, and the new head points to that is called the detached head points to the new that has the hash value C697. Okay, So this time you will just use the command git merge. Firstly, the third point, you will remember that what is the third point in the merging portion. Like this, the third point is check out main branch. So we have to move in the head. We have to move the head to the head pointer to the main branch. Like we are not at the same position. Like here, we just git check out, and this time we just write the master branch, and we are in the master branch. This time we use git merge. What's the name of new branch? That is git merge new. So clearly you see that git merge new is generated, and we merge the new branch into the main branch. This time you check the history like git log. So you see head binds the master, and all these commits are merged. So this is the complete portion like we added on the merge portion. We merge all the commits in a single with easy way, because in the master there is no another commit. Like there is no another commit which is on the master. At the instance when head points the master, at that same instance we created a branch, and in this process simply we moved the master to the new. Okay. This time I will go on the slides this here. So it will explain all the features, and I explain all merging portions like head points. We have to delete it. If you want, then delete it. Otherwise, not delete. It is the not matter. Like this time I just explain how to delete, so that every portion I explain like get branch. If we wanted to know how many branches present, so there's two branches present. So just use git branch /d. What is the name? That is new. So deleted branch. This time you check the git log. We know that three commits are there, but here we like paste copy paste option. So just fast forward merge. You can see there are five commits available. So head points to the master, and the content inside the new branch was not deleted. And this is the current situation. This time I will explain what is the three-way merge. Okay, so three-way merge. What is the three-way merge? In three-way merge, sorry, it is the case when apply three-way merge technique. So what I want to explain that this position, when like this is the current situation of your project. Three-way merge is like master branch is this, head point the master branch, and this. In this condition, the fast forward merge is not applicable. Fast forward is merge is only applicable when this head and master points to this branch where my cursor is moves, and we have to move to the feature one branch. But this time head and master have the another commits, and we miss the instance when the feature one branch is created. So in this situation, a new merge commit is created in the main branch. You are not worry with these commits, like you have to commit this, not it is automatically created by your what GitHub. Like master shift to the new commit, and then that new commit have two parents. It is what indicates that it is the three-way merge. It is like what indicates like at that position when these two are merged, they have two parents. The first parent is this where my cursor is moves, and the second parent is feature one branch, and after this we can delete it. So in another slide, like this is the picture you are in the current you are seeing in your project. This is the problem, and we have to merge these two branches in this feature one branch and the master. So in this, you not don't have to create. Git automatically creates with a simple command. Like this time, a new like here you can see this. Give me a second. Like these three commits. Okay. After the merging, you can see a fourth commit is created, and head points these has two parents to the feature one, and this is the current third commit, and head and master moves to the next commit. So this is called merge commit. What is the merge commit in the interview sometimes asks. So when we apply three-way merge, then another merge commit is created. Where the content, what is the content inside this merge? We have the first here, the second this, and the third this. So these ancestor one, what is the first common? That is ancestor, and these two are inside the current merge commit. So after this picture like this, so what is the plan? Firstly, we create a new branch. Like this is the concept portion. I just not name it create new BR2. I just created new two branch, create commits in new two branch. Like I explained in the implementation part, like forward I explained. Switch back to the master branch, commit here and merge, use the commands. It is the simple done here. Just performing the merge like this, I explain it. Okay, performing three merge. So we just go to the our Visual Studio Code here, and in this time we just open what? In this time, just open our folder where we are working on. So give me a second so that I open it. Just our folder name starts with Q. Okay. So where it is the Q1. Okay, just select the folder. So here you see the P3. These are the three commits, and after this, yeah, this is implemented. Okay, just I write firstly I have to commit. Just I write here hello only. So you see that I mentioned that 5 points where you can see the modified changes. So just here you can see p.txt is modified, and just we have to commit this. Then the click option yes, and this time what you write like our VS Code commit, and we move just this and it's closed and saved. So this time if you use the git bash shell and you wanted to know the history, so it is the history our VS Code commit. And this time this problems occur, you open the next git bash shell, just open git bash here, cd, what is our folder name? That is Q1. All the things are same. So you can see now the Visual Studio commit is added. This time I just move git branch. Firstly, we create the branch where we have to implement the three-way merge. So that is the new two branch. Okay, the list of branches that is created over this new two. Actually, sorry, branch. So there are two branches. We have to move the new two check out new two. So we are on the new to position. This time we have to commit like just we open the VS Code. So here you see that new to is mentioned. So we go to the main portion. Here, like write my name. This is the simple GUI where you can commit. Like I have to implement also with the GitHub, like Git, but this is the simple GUI where you can commit all the things. Automatically all the commits are done, and we have to write our first VS Code commit. Okay, just closed and saved. So the first commit is generated on the new to branch. We not see like we firstly have to, like this time I complete the name source content. Okay, just it is the another commit. So I just add give me a second. It is the in the process condition. Just I commit it and just open this. These all the things are done in the new to branch. Just I write right here our second VS Code commit. This time a little fast. I move just little fast because I have to explain all the concepts. So it is the save, and in the new two position there are two commits, and this time we have to move where? This time we have to move um, like git checkout master, and in this position we just wanted to know what is the files inside available. So here three files are available. So p3.txt I wanted to add one single commit, so that I created the position. I created two commits so that you can easily understand what the concept is. So just rm slash p dot txt. So it will be removed, and this time you just use git add dot git commit slash m, like our another first commit. So it will be committed, and one commit is added to the master branch because we are on the master branch. Just we delete another file, like first we list how many files are available, ls slash l. So we just delete, like this time I delete the p3 so that I create a new commit. In that commit, there is no p3.txt available. So just commit this git commit. Firstly, I will check that this time this work or not. Sometimes it works, sometimes it's not work. Our and the fourth commit. So this time it is working. So the we would not stage it and directly be committed. So this time you see that if I just firstly I will remember what is the Q1. Okay, just git, and we want to know the what is the history. So in this you clearly see the history, that mast head point to this branch, and we if we go to the new two, this indicates the current situation, so that you can clearly see what I wanted to explain. What is the concept? This is the situation created where we apply to the fast forward, not that is the three-way merge technique. So Q1, we are on the Q1. Okay, just move to the git checkout new two and ew2. Okay, we are on this git log. You can clearly see this is the situation, like new 2 point head point to this, where two commits are headed, and in this situation, uh, okay, just here we can apply. This is the current situation. Git merge technique. Git dash cd q1. So git checkout master git merge new conflict is created. Okay, so if we wanted to done all the things in a separate way, we are going to the next commit portion, like we have to created a new commit over there. Okay, just give me a second. Sometimes this conflict, this is called the merge conflict created. This is the problem of three-way merge. This merge conflict is generate when we wanted to apply the three-way merge. Like this time I have to go on the new git bash shell, and there I just open like mkdir q4. We just quickly I explain all this in the q4 git q4. So we have to just this staging area. Git. So a new commit is created at this instance. We have to just create a new branch. Git. New branch is created. Git.
You are not audible, Rudransh.
Yes, I perform some operations. So here you can see the two commits are there. If I just move to the Git checkout and there I just open new to branch. What is the name that I created? Mm, new one branch. Okay, just new one. Git log. So there, new one is this and this. What is the folder name of this? Git Q4 mkdir dir Q4. Okay, just git bash cd Q4 git checkout Q4. So we are on the Q4. Sorry, what I write here, just master. Get merged mm, get merged. Let's So you can clearly see hint waiting for the editor to close the file. Just here you can see the blinking is over there, red points to this, and where this I have to close this. Just I closed and saved. Okay. So just open the git bash shell now. What So here you can clearly see we just merge made by OIT strategy. It is the strategy when we apply the three-way merge. So it explains all the concept that I want to explain this time. And this time just you see the history of this git log. You can clearly see that firstly, there are three commits available. New one branch is over this. Uh, and we just merge these two branches. So merge branch, it is the default name when we apply the three-way merge. So merge branch new one is it is the default name. If we wanted to add the something another commit text description, then when the blink is when we open the VS code to close saved, there we can write that text and we just click on the close saved position. So here if I wanted to know what is, you can clearly see what is the difference. What is the difference? There are two hash values is available, this and this. This shows that this is the this commit contains the two parent, and I explained that two parent is the indication that here apply the three-way merge technique. If I wanted to know the clearly say how many parents is over there, just I use the git cat file command with which I explained, which I previously explained in my first or to second presentation. Just I change my directory to the Q4. These all things are done also by using GitHub desktop. But this time I just here just I copy the hash starting hash value of this. Just four characters or four or five. How many? Just Control C command is not working. I just skip this. I launch here. You can copy this. Copy. Get cat file /p, and here you just paste it, and you clearly see that there is two parent available. Parent one is AAFB, which is on the master branch, and parent two is A24C15, that is on the new branch that we are created. Okay, so here you can see that two my parent is this there. So we that's why we explain the three-way merge technique. Here we apply this. So in the three-way merge technique, what is in the next slide? So when you commit the Visual Studio Code for the first time, you will be asked whether want to automatically stage that warning is coming in my screen, and I just committed it. So you will click on agree position. Observing it after three-way merge, feature branch that was not merged, feature branch that was merged was not changed. You can clearly see that changes not available. Just in the current commit is created, and that current commit is containing what the text. It is the text in this and this ancestor and this feature one branch, and these all combining and created new commit and head points to this. Okay. So thank you all. If you have any doubt, then feel free to ask. I explained all the concepts of merging, like fast forward merge and three-way merge. If you have any doubt, then please ask.
No, we don't have any doubts.
Any doubt?
No.
Okay, I take it over to Keshav to continue the next presentation.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes.
I think you are right now. You are presenting your screen. Can you please off your screen, Rudra, so that I can present my screen?
So you can proceed now.
My screen is visible.
Yes, you are audible and screen is also visible.
Okay. So, can you all able to see the slides?
Yes.
So, good evening, everyone. My name is Keshav, and from today I will start the sessions on full stack development. Basically, I will cover the stuff related to backend technologies like Express, Mongo, but
Keshav, your
I will
voice
also
is
cover.
low. Please hide the pitch.
Okay, okay, okay. Wait for a while.
Yes. Keshav, are you ready to present your presentation?
Uh, I think Vedant, you can start your presentation now. I will cover after you.
Okay, just I created a new meeting so that you all are joined. Vedant, you can continue after when I created new meeting.
Okay, so I have to start uh, after this.
Vedant, I create a new meeting, then you start.
Okay, okay. Ritesh, can I start?
You can start, Vedant.
Okay. So have you started the recording?
Yes, it is started. You can proceed now.
So good evening, everyone. Last and in my last session, I discussed about I just started the new topic as it oops. So in object-oriented programming structures, we have covered till objects, and we had also discussed about the concept of prototypal inheritance. Although we just discussed the snapshots, or you can say a very small part of those important topics. In the future sessions also, in the today sessions also, we will be covering parallelly all these topics, as these topics are very important to inherit about. Okay, so in object-oriented programming structure, there are certain topics known as classes, objects, and many more things are there. So basically, we have discussed about an object and what is an object or how do we create an object in our last session only. So in the today's session, we will be starting towards the new set of topics, or you can say a very much related topics because because I wanted the topics to be clear in a proper manner. So today, although we have discussed object literals at our last session, but today also we will see more on object literal or what is an literal is. Actually, object literal is a property, or you can say is a technique that in JavaScript that it helps the objects, or you can say it is a technique to create an object. For example, if we know how to create an object in a JavaScript, but by using objects literal, it gives the leniency or leverages to create that create the objects. You can say dynamically, or you can say in a very easier manner. So let's see a sort of a code that will be clearing that will be clearing your object little part. Okay, so let's start about this thing. First of all, the thing is, this is a simple code. So this code justifies the concepts of object literals. See, okay, so object literal does not have any specific definition. Okay, I'm not, or it has, but I'm not defining any, or I'm not giving any specific kind of a definition because it looks very boring. So that's how I took a kind of a code over here. So this code defines the simple logic that how we created an object literal. Actually, what we had taken, see, although I discussed about the DOM and properties of DOM even. So this is so here I extracted many things with the help of the properties of DOM. So if you are getting confused over here, so you can ask me vice versa. Although I'm not discussing it again and again because it takes more time, and we have to complete the meeting in a given specific time. So let's see the code that is given in the script tag. In the script tag, the thing is like this, that we had created one object, and the object is such as person. Okay, so or you can say the objects of we created the object of a person. So the person can be anyone. Even I can be the person, or you can be person, or any can be the person all over the world. So it looks very a common person. So, for example, there are in real. If we see in the real life applications, we want to extract the details of that person, or what kind of a person he is, or what is the profession, or what in which industry he or she belongs to. So you can see over here, the person over here here has been provided in the form of key value pairs. Actually, so what is this key value thing? This key value thing is a very simple technique. Actually, if you have read dictionaries in Python. So, for example, there is one key such as any specific key, and it has the value. So, and that is specified or that is related to that specific, you can say, key. So that is the relation of a key and value pair. Okay, that, or we say a key value. It's a kind of a pair. So now you can see itself in a person. Here I have written first name, last name, and profile, and etc. So first name says Vedant, and the last name says Shukla. So the first name always here is you can say first name always here is key, and the Vedant is over here is again a value. The last name is also over here is key, and Shukla is the value over. So by with the help of which, and also the same applies for profile also, and search me on LinkedIn. It's a kind of a statement, but it comes in a single sort of a value. Okay, so you can say this is a combination of key value pair. So why I took this code? I just took this code to understand you, to make you people understand that what is an object literal. So as you can see over here, so this is the object literal. The person is the object, and the, and the specific key and values that are provided inside it is a whole that it is holding the property of an object literal. So it is in whole. You can say it is an object literal. So okay, but now you can say when error is coming over here, or you can say it's not an error. See, actually, in JavaScript, what happens to JavaScript to find an error is itself is a difficult task. Actually, JavaScript is a very easier language, people say. But when you debug the errors in JavaScript, because JavaScript directly does not talks or directly does not guides you that this is the error, or you can rectify from here or there. So, for example, it is written like that: Vedant, Shikla, and undefined. So, undefined is some why it is coming undefined. So, you can see over here in the DOM part, it was written that person dot first name and the person dot last name. So, the person dot first name comes talks about the Vedant. Okay, because see, it is in last session I did one thing. I did console dot log, and in console dot log I was showing that if you are providing any specific object, and if you want to call it object without defining that object inside the class, it is not possible. Okay, so it will give an error. So over here also same thing applies, but here we have defined all those things. For example, person is object over here, and I want to fetch that literal of first name, and I just provided like this. I person dot first name. So I put the statement. So you can say I'm using this thing as a function. Okay, person dot first name, because I want the first name of that person. So I'm writing like that. So it is I think understood to you. Now what I did, I just simply you can say adding the another statement, or you can say I wanted to add another value. So again, I went to the key of person, key of person, next to key of person, that is the last name, and I wrote it over there in the code itself. So you can say it was giving like Vedant Shukla undefined, and even these inverted commas also have their specific meaning. In the later slides, I will tell you what are these inverted commas. So you can say it is given Vedant Shukla, but why it is given undefined? Because the person dot age, I wanted to extract the age of a person, and simply it is showing that age was not the key over here. So that is the reason it was giving undefined. So by the which it was giving undefined. So it is a simple code, and even in many of the companies they ask you to debug the code even, or you can say they will give you the code in the Visual VS Code, or you can say in the window, any window, and they will ask you to debug this. So although this looks very simple, but it's important to understand. Okay, so person dot age was not defined over there. So that age, the age you can say key is not defined under the object of a person. That is the reason that age was not coming, and it was given showing us undefined to us. Moving towards the next slide. The next slide is giving something like that. For example, what we did, we applied the same code. The keys are like that: first name, last name, profile, branches. And again, I provided the first name. Again, I'm providing the last name. So it was printed as usual with Anshika. But the thing is that it was coming like NAN. You can say, if you can, if it is visible to you, it is like this: a capital N, small a, and N. So what is the meaning of that NAN? So you can say, okay, see, it is a very popular, you can say, keyword in, you can say, JavaScript. Although people looks it as an error, but it is not an error. Okay, so actually, yes, although it's an error, because see what happened, but it is a very simple form of, or you can say a short form of an error. Actually, it is a kind of a argument, or you can say, okay, I will explain you about NAN. But first look at our code. What our code is saying to us. I haven't inserted the inverted commas over there, so that is the reason it was show. See, everything was accurate according to me. So okay, I wanted to extract everything. See, everything was you can say coming according to me. I just wrote the name, first name, last name. I extracted the key values as usual. Value. I wanted to extract the values of these keys, and I write the keys as usual. But in when you say in the last percent of branch, it is I'm not giving it clearly. So you can say that might be the reason it is giving the error, because here I haven't put the inverted commas. So while giving me the value of branch, it is showing me nan. Actually, nan is if we although I will in future sessions also we will talking more about nan. Actually, what is nan? Nan is defined as not a number. Nan is Nan is likewise it's not a number. Okay, it's not a number. It is the you can say you can define a nan. It's not a number because, for example, if you are stating any wrong argument, for example, in mathematics, you're applying the formula as you can say you are dividing zero by zero. So zero by zero, you can do it on your own. So you can go to console.log and you can do it by and you can do it like that. For example, if you are providing like this 0.0, so that 0 divided by 0. So see, it is not a you can say according to you can say JavaScript. It is not a you can say or any programming language. It is not a accurate value. For example, if you are writing a simple short sort of program, it will give you a runtime error or something like that. So that in JavaScript, it gives like an, not a number. So not a number. So zero cannot be divided by zero. And in the like you cannot, if you are converting a non-numeric string to a number, so then also nan is there. So nan, if you are inspecting about a nan is basically not a number. Nan is basically comes under the property of a numeric category. If you will be providing a nan statement in console.log, okay, we will be discussing it afterwards. So here also this is the next slide. In the next slide, you can see over here. Uh, Now I provided uh, everything accurately. So you can see if I'm while I'm providing them everything accurately. So the whole statements was got printed. So Vedant Shukla is the developer in the branch of CSE. So if you see the first name and last name was accurately as usually printed over here also. But in this slide, what new thing got happened? The new thing got happened that you can say like that the branch was also got printed or it is showing the result in the output screen that is CSE, but here it was not showing CSE. So the reason was same that I was telling to you. I haven't inserted the inverted commas, you can see over here. So there in the last slide I haven't inserted the inverted commas after when I was putting the binary sign of addition. And see, this is the proper you can say syntax that many people don't follow, and they might get an error. So this you should keep in mind. All these things you should keep in mind, that if you are providing all these things, you have to provide a form of inverted commas. And it is not necessary you're providing any sort of statement or like that, but if you're providing an inverted comma over there, so it is providing, so it is a form of a providing a proper syntax to the you can say to the code. So classes, so if I talk about classes, okay, so classes is something, classes is something like that. It is a blueprint that provides that helps the object that it is a blueprint for creating an object. Okay, in a simple language, if I say what are the classes, it is a blueprint that creates an object or for creating an object. So classes are simply acts as a blueprint. Even people you can say define classes like you can see classes can be like something anything the classes in object oriented. For example, the class, that class can be your name, that class can be my name, the class can be your institution name. So whatever the solution you're providing to the problem, and that you can define your classes with the help of your by providing any sort of name. So it totally depends upon you. It's a very easy concept, everyone knows this. So so what is the basic use of a concept? Or so now we are using the classes, uh, you can say, in the form of, you can say, with the help of a constructor. Okay, so we will be defining the classes with the help of constructor. So you can say, for example, in JavaScript classes, I in the JavaScript tag itself, I provided. See, this is a proper, you can say, syntax, or you can say proper, you can say, technique method to create a class. For example, if I wanted to create a class of a developer, so I just provided the in the JavaScript tag, I just provided the keyword as class, and then developer is something that I wanted to create a class. I wanted to extract the class. So you can say, okay, so developer is something like, that in which I want to create a class, or you can say I want to create a class of a developer. The proper statement is I want to create a class of a developer. So I created the class of a developer as usual, no problem. So there, but I also wanted to use a constructor method. See, constructor method. Although I haven't discussed about a constructor method in the last slides, but constructor method is something even okay. In the next session, I will be discussing more on constructor, or you can say even I will be taking a simple, you can say, session or a separate session of a constructor, because constructor is a pillar of a JavaScript. It's a sort of a pillar of a JavaScript in object oriented. So okay, so constructor. So you're providing the name as constructor because you're creating the constructor, and see, and name and profession are the parameters for the parameters. So you're passing the parameters. So for these parameters, you're creating the constructor. So this is the reason that I I I wrote like that. So then I see what is this. See, if someone is studying Java in Java, in the Java language, everyone is this keyword is very important. This is a keyword that is that is used for creating the constructor class. You can say in object oriented. So in here also, the in JavaScript, we only use this keyword. We do not use any new keyword over there. Also, additionally, if I will tell you, if you are working on Python we use self over here, or init function is there for creating a constructor in the class, and then there's one self keyword is also there. So this dot name, I just simply did like that. This dot name and this dot profession. So this is the common syntax everyone should remember. For example, what parameter if you're providing, and we have to specify that specific value for that specific parameter when we are using this keyword. And additionally, it goes for profession also. This dot profession is equals to profession. Okay, so this we wrote inside the class, and we shut down the class over there only. Then we are using the first and last is the, you can say, we are creating a new, you can say, then here now we are to create, uh, you can say, another object. Okay, here we are creating the object of. Okay, so we have studied more about the object later, so it will help you to understand the concept of objects. Okay, so here we wanted to create the two objects, that is first and last. So we created the two objects first and last. Actually, if you've seen in other languages, for like Java, if we are using the other, when you can say create the object, you take the help of a class. Okay, here also we are taking the help of a class, but here we are inserting the data type. There we do not insert the data type. There we simply write the class name, then again object, then again new class name. Okay, this new keyword, although it's very common towards Java and JavaScript always. Okay, so first and last was the key. Two first and last are the two objects over here. So and there I pass the parameter as Vedant and the other as Shukla. So you can say then I wanted to extract the first name and the last and last dot year. So again I did the same thing with the help of those objects. I wanted to sort out the name and the year, but see Vedant was got printed as usual, but it was showing undefined to me because I'm using the, you can say, parameter that was not provided in itself in the class of a developer. So that is the reason it was giving sort of an error that is in undefined, because it is not defined and we are defining again and again. So it will give an error. So it's a very simple thing to understand. So here also, see one thing more that putting of these inverted commas. I was saying inverted commas is very important to you, but many people, you can say, uh, think might be thinking that why we use these inverted commas. Actually, these inverted commas and inside these inverted commas, you can provide a simple statement. These inverted commas are used for providing a simple statement. For example, that as I provided the statement first, because Vedant Shukla is a developer in the branch of CSE. Because again, you can say, okay, I explain these things in the you can say previous slides, that how I'm fetching the key from an object,
Vedant,
and then
5 minutes.
you can say
You can
yes.
proceed within only 5 minutes.
Okay. So again, so I was saying that I was saying that here what I did, the person dot first name and person dot last name I explained you in the previous slides. But these inverted commas are too much important. For example, if you want to print a normal simple statement, or you want to define or you want to write a sentence, so you can write it with the help of you can say with the help of this comma, with inverted commas, or you can say in you can say HTML. Basically, it works as a kind of a paragraph tag. You can say we can relate it with that. So inverted commas are very important. They also have their own use case. So so here also, you can, if you can say, again, uh, I just I just rectified that error, and I provided I provided, you can say, a proper name, a proper, you can say, a parameter and a proper object. So accurate providing proper objects and proper parameter gives me can the uh, you can say printing, you can say, that was printing as a common name that is known as Vedant Shukla, that was got printed over there in the output screen as well. So this is something that is very important to you. So although I provided the two parameters over here, Vedant and software, and Shukla and development. So but it was getting Shvedant Shukla, because see, if you are, because I took the object as first, and the name was and name was was the, you can say, parameter. But if you are also right, profession was also the second parameter over there. But so if you want to print like something software development or like that, so you can do it with the help of, you can say, as you wrote like first dot name. So if you are writing first dot profession, so it will be printing like, you can say, with you can say, uh, software. So then it will be getting printed as software. Okay. So because in the first object, these parameters was passed as software. So the first parameter, and simply if you want to extract the parameter of last, of last object of last, then, and you want to print the profession, a parameter of profession, then you can like print it, write it like that, that last dot profession, so it will be getting software development. So this could be the statement over there, or like two words that you can get printed. So it is very easy to understand. Although although I had completed with my session, so of today's session, if you have any question and answers, you can please raise it out. Discussing about this kind of concept of encapsulation and polymorphism and constructor. Actually, these are the pillars of JavaScript as well. So it is good. It is good to revise these things uh, simultaneously and frequently. So in a session also, I will try to define these things. You can say in a like you can say in a frequent manner. So encapsulation is something like bundling of data files. Okay, you can, if you want to extract the data, if you want to bundle the data in a single unit, if you can use the, you can take the help of encapsulation. Or, and if you use a polymorphism also helps you to gives the argument that like method overriding, or you can say in many things are like there. See,
Vedant, less
constructor
than one
function I
minute.
explained you.
You have to cover in
So
less than 1
constructor
minute.
function, so constructor function is also completed. So I also told you about, and in this session also I'm discussing more about constructor functions. Benefit of using oops, actually oops is always it is creating the interfaces, and it is providing the flexibility and reusability of a code, and same goes for polymorphism also. So so now if a question is, and last session also I discussed this thing, that what is the difference between prototypal and a classical. See, prototypal, see, inheritance, everyone knows what is inheritance. Inheritance is something that is extending the classes, that extends the classes. But prototypal is, for example, inheritance is extending the child class from the parent class, or another, or there are three kinds of inheritance: hierarchical, or you can say is single and multi-level, and all, and etc. But prototypal
Vedant,
gives
you can
often
explain it
uh,
in another part of like another presentation. So you just end.
okay. So I want to say about prototypal. So prototypal is used for an object. So and classical is used for an and classes itself. So
Okay, I think just with Keshav, start your presentation now.
Hello, my voice is audible.
Yes.
Um, Vedant, can you stop your presentation so that I can start?
Vedant, stop the screen sharing.
Are you able to see the presentation slides?
Yes, it is visible, and this time you start.
Okay. So, my name is Keshav Asti, and from today, I will start the sessions on full stack development. Basically, I will cover the topics related to backend development, but minimum requirements of front end also I will cover where there will be the requirement. I will cover in my sessions. So, there are some prerequisites that you may have to complete while covering these sessions. So these are the some of the softwares and command line syntaxes, uh, command line syntaxes or CMD that already present in Windows machines. So this not necessary. You have to externally. You don't have to install it. But Node.js, Visual Studio Code, these are some of the softwares that you should have to install to so that we can continue for these sessions that I will deliver in future. So there are some of the commands related to command line that I will also cover during the sessions. So first point is install Node.js. So what is Node.js? Firstly, I will make you familiar with this technology. So Node.js is basically used for making the backend for the softwares. Or if I take an example like ChatGPT. So how the Chat GPT is built? So firstly, Chat GPT consists of basically three things. First is the front end part. So if we open the Chat GPT, like if I will show you, this is the part which you can see like here you can see this is a logo, this is a panel. You can see this is the input box. Here you can write your queries. So this is a part which you can see. This part comes under front end part, and the queries which will write like if I will show you like if I will write HELLO help sorry hello chat GPT, and I will send this request. Then from where chat GPT is in return, chat GPT is responding me with the answer. Hi there, how can I assist you today? So from where this answer is coming? So this answer is coming from the backend side that is connected with the front end part of this whole software. That's the whole software, and the software is called ChatGPT. If I will double click on it and I will try to click on inspect, so here you can see all the browser part. So right now I have opened this ChatGPT in one of the browsers called Chrome browser, which uses V8 engine. So what is V8 engine? Firstly, I will cover this in the slides right now. Huh? Okay. So these differences I have already told you. What is front end? What is back end development? What is the difference that I already told you? That front end basically means the view which you can see as per the client side, that comes under front end, and how that front end part actually working, how the main mechanism is going on the server side, that comes under backend development. So here are the some of the differences which you can see right now in this slide. So front end is a web language that means basically wait a minute. Uh, hello, I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
So front end and back end. So here are the differences which you can see. Front end covers the web languages. Here, as my friend before me has covering one of the web languages called JavaScript. Name of my friend is Vedant, who is covering this one of the language of web languages called JavaScript. So there are some more languages related to front end also, that HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These are the basic building blocks of the front end. And in backend technology, we try to do some mechanism like how to render the particular blocks, how to render the particular logic in the client side so that he can view it properly um, and do his or her logics. So we use some framework in front-end technologies like in future I will cover all these in our session in my sessions, like AngularJS, React.js, jQuery, Stars, and Flutter, etc. But I will mostly focus on React.js, which is one of the front-end frameworks. Backend frameworks covers Express.js, Django, and Spring. Frameworks are those which are already built with some of the standards. While using the framework, we it is easy for us to develop something. It is very easy for us to implement those difficult steps in a very efficient way so that it can easily used by us. So that's called framework. The framework can be in front end also and can be in back end also. So front end covers user interface. These are the basic differences. You can all see this in your in Google also. So about JavaScript, some of the front end technologies that I will cover, not up to, and I will not deep dive into these technologies, but I will cover little bit about them. So about JavaScript, with the help of JavaScript, we can do both the thing. We can study both the technologies of front end also and back end also. So JavaScript is one of the language which is compiled by the Node.js. Node.js is a backend technology, and firstly I will try to focus on the term called V8 engine. So about a few years back, when the JavaScript is released, so JavaScript is only made for a browser side, is made only for the browsers compatibility to solve the errors or the solve the problems related to browsers. How the things are rendered in browser, that covers with the help of JavaScript. So JavaScript is only made for browsers. Browsers can only compile the JavaScript and can run the programs related to JavaScript. So one of the browser which you can hear is which is very famous, called Chrome browser. That browser uses the V8 engine to compile the JavaScript code. So JavaScript code can only be compiled by the V8 engine in the Chrome browser. So one of the developers, I don't know the name of that developer. I will tell you afterwards. So the team of those developers, they extract out the technology which is used to compile the JavaScript, and they pull out that technology and name that technology to as Node.js, so that we can simply, like, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So I am So this I have already covered. Yeah. So I am covering the points related to why we are using Node.js as a backend technology. So earlier days, so if you talk about, hello,
Yes.
hello.
Yes.
So if I will talk about earlier years, so when there is only the if we talk about the website languages, only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript are the languages that used by the engines that are used by the browsers to compile those languages and to render something in those webs in the front end view of websites. So the team of developers which extract that functionality to uh, extract from the Chrome browser. So in Chrome, the functionality is V8 engine, which is whose main work is to compile the JavaScript code and to render the output to the front end view or to the client. So to extract out that functionality and to use that functionality separately, in spite of using that technology in web browsers, so to extract out that technology separately and to compile the JavaScript code separately, other than the browser. So we named that technology as a Node.js, so that we can use JavaScript both for front end also and for back end also. So this is about Node.js. Why we used to prefer Node.js as a backend technology. So now on the next point is, what is ECMAScript? So ECMAScript is a basic standards, or the basic standards or the rules which are strictly followed by the JavaScript to so that we can write the proper syntax of JavaScript codes. These are the in this ECMAScript, the specifications are given how to write the JavaScript code that comes under the ECMAScript. So now I will cover some basic properties related to JavaScript, some basic terminologies. Like first is dynamic nature of JavaScript. So what is dynamic nature of JavaScript? Firstly, I will try to show you one example. Strict versus dynamic nature. So as we heard about the as we are students related to tech background, we cover many languages like C++, JavaScript. So so here you can see these are the two examples related to C++ language, and other example is in JavaScript language. So here you can see these are the packages. Sorry, if you can see here, it is written the main function, and inside main function it is written a number which is a variable of data type integer and which holds the value 5. This is declaration of an integer variable. And now, because in C++ language it is strictly constrained that this number 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 is a variable which can only holds the data of integer type. So if we try to assign the value to a number hello, this will give a compile time error, because it is strictly constrained to that variable that it can only hold the values related to integer type. So if we try to assign the value which is of any other data type, that it will definitely gives us error. So and here this is a strict code or the strict nature of any coding language, because JavaScript is a dynamic language. So here you can see the example. Uh, 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 here you can see the example. The first line is let number is equal to 5. Here let is a like in C++ language, int is a data type name. And in JavaScript, there are basically three data types: let, var, and const. So one of the data types is let. And if we try to, and here I have declared one variable called number again to hold the value 5, which is which is uh, which is not strictly hold the given integer type. So I will again explain you. Here I will declare one variable which is a number which is of data type let. And if we try to assign the value 5, so right now it is initially holding a number which is of data type integer. So in the next line I have written number is equal to hello and semicolon. Now I am trying to assigning a different data type value in that same number variable whose earlier having the value of integer data type. So now if we try to compile the JavaScript code, if it will not generate any error. So this is a dynamic nature. We can dynamically assign a different variable values to a single variable which initially is assigned with a given data type. We can change the data type to that variable and assign it again and again. This is dynamic nature of JavaScript. So I have covered this point. And the next point is, what is single threaded nature of JavaScript? So single threaded nature of JavaScript describes like if I will talk about the Java language, not JavaScript. If I am covering the language like Java. So in Java is a multi-threaded core language. Means what if I will try to explain you about cores. In CPU there are various cores. Like I will give you the example. Uh, so sorry. Hmm. Single-threaded nature of Java. हाँ. In Java, which is a multi-threaded core language. So if we try to make the Java program, try to implement such logic that after running that logic implements two programs running at the same time on a from that core. If we try to interpret that code which is executing two different programs at the same time, which is written in Java program, because Java is a multi-threaded language, this can be executed easily. But if I will talk about JavaScript, which is a single threaded nature, which means a single task can execute at a time in the course of CPU. If I am running or executing the program of JavaScript, only single task can execute at a time. So that's the meaning of single threaded nature of JavaScript. So here are some of the points. JavaScript is inherently single-threaded, meaning it can only execute one piece of code at a time within a given context. Second point is JavaScript interacts with the document object model DOM to modify the content and behavior of web pages. DOM, which I don't need, which is DOM is basically the document object model. It is a concept of what I have to say. It is a concept of HTML basic how the tree or the objects are threaded like a tree in the given web page that comes under DOM. DOM means uh, all the attributes which are written in object model or HTML code that trans transcripts itself in a branches like a tree in a HTML code, and we can trigger each element from that tree to with our needs what we have to perform the operation. According to that, we triggers out that branch and we fulfill our needs we can easily fulfill our needs. On the third point is, overall JavaScript is single-threaded nature presents both challenges and opportunities for developers. That's the basic point. So what is the difference between ECMAScript versus JavaScript? So these are the points. JavaScript is widely used programming language primarily for web development. ECMAScript is a standardized specification that defines JavaScript, which means ECMAScript contains all those rules and regulations related related to like how the JavaScript code can be written, the rules and regulations that that the variable is that the variable that in JavaScript that variables can having the property of dynamic nature that also written in ECMAScript standards. So JavaScript written on the behalf on considering the standards which are written in ECMAScript. Third point is JavaScript is the most common implementation of ECMAScript specification. As I have already told, ECMAScript contains all rules and regulations. And fourth point is other implementations of ECMAScript use includes ActionScript and JSScript. So JavaScript is the most popular. Other languages also covering the rules and regulations of ECMAScript like ActionScript and JScript also. But JavaScript is most popular language that we will cover in these sessions. I think this is for today by my side. So. Wait a minute. So I have completed my today's session. If anybody wants to ask anything, then he or she can ask. Hello, I am audible.
Yes.
So this much only I have because time is very limited for me.